That is criminal. They should not assault a police officer. Let me just tell you something. Someone messes with my family, I get violent. Okay, that's how I feel about family. I protect family. So don't be surprised when people feel angry when they feel that there's a bunch of feds in their city invading their city.
Isn't that the same perspective of having illegal immigrants in your city?
With the two parties and how they're treating ICE agents right now, I think Republicans embracing recruitment of ICE and Democrats encouraging maybe violence.
So we're just going to make a declarative statement like that without providing a single shred of evidence.
You have not seen the myriad stories of ICE agents? Democrats every day are calling them the Gestapo. Do you think that helps or hurts?
Guys, I'm off the grid for August, but Scott Jennings.
This video is from Dave Rubin, and it's about Scott Jennings versus people at CNN. I never seen this discussion, but I hope it's a good one. Let me know who you guys side with. Apparently, he makes them accidentally side with conservatives, which I see a lot happening. People would make a point and they're either a liberal or a conservative, and it would sound like the complete opposite. So let's continue.
Republicans right now are trying to recruit and give bonuses to people who want to serve in ICE. And Democrats right now and people on the left are encouraging violence against people who want to serve in ICE.
They are? How are they encouraging
violence? Putting them in harm's way every day.
How
so
exactly?
The two parties and how they're treating ICE agents right now, I think Republicans embracing recruitment of ICE and Democrats encouraging maybe violence.
So we're just going to make a declarative statement like that without providing a single shred of evidence.
You have not seen the myriad stories of ICE agents? Democrats every day are calling them the Gestapo. Do you think that helps or hurts?
Well, they do act like Gestapo when they're showing up.
Now you're doing it.
Well, they are. They're just showing up
in
pesky trucks.
Do you condone the violence?
Home Depot. Listen, I don't want my tax dollars going to that garbage, okay? Those people do not deserve to be treated that way simply because they might be undocumented.
Do the ICE agents deserve to be having violent acts committed, rocks thrown at them?
No, they don't. They don't.
Kill them?
And those people who do that get arrested, and they should be arrested.
And why don't they doing that? Because they've been told the ICE agents are Gestapo.
Have you considered the fact that in a city like Los Angeles that has a massive immigrant community, when they see their mothers or fathers or family members rounded up, that leads to a lot of rage, and they retaliate. I'm not saying they should. That is criminal. They should not assault a police officer. Let me just tell you something. Someone messes with my family, I get violent. Okay, that's how I feel about family.
Good to know.
I protect family. So don't be surprised when people feel angry when they feel that there's a bunch of feds in their city invading their city.
There's a violent streak.
Isn't that the same perspective of having illegal immigrants in your city? Like, and here's the hypocrisy. Here's the hypocrisy. And I let the video play out. I let her talk. I let Scott Jennings talk. Whatever. And this is a live reaction. I did not watch this prior. If you would get violent, as you say, you would get violent if somebody messes with your family, and you would get violent and irrational if somebody messes with people you care about, or if somebody was in your home, why are you expecting ICE agents or anyone representing the federal government on deportations to do anything different? You do realize people who are getting deported are not American citizens. They're not people who have green cards necessarily. They are illegal immigrants. And I think we forget that sometimes. People who are getting deported are illegal immigrants. So if they get aggressive, if they get hostile, according to your logic, they have the right to do so because you said you would get aggressive and hostile if people mess with your family or were in your land. So if people are in America, these ICE agents, or in this instance, Donald Trump, is looking at this from the same perspective that you're looking at this from.
After people who are just day laborers in a Home Depot parking lot.
That's dangerous talk.
It leads to unrest. It leads to a ton of unrest.
No, it's more than that. They are physically attacking them.
And by the way,
there's an 800% increase in attacks on ICE agents.
Yeah, so it's like, and here's the thing. I try to be as objective as possible, listen to both sides of the story. But when I see hypocrisy, I'm going to point out hypocrisy, and that was literal hypocrisy.
Looking for it. Anyone?
He's trying to out Paxton Paxton, right?
They should go to work. Should they not? I mean, they got elected to represent people in Texas, not people in Illinois.
So should Congress. Why did they abandon the House to not vote on these Epstein files?
It's the August recess. And if you're comparing these two,
it was not the August recess.
Once again, you're showing just how dishonest you're willing to be.
The
reality is
they
got elected to go to work in the Texas state capitol. They've left the state. They're abandoning their constituents. And if they want to go vote against the map, that's fine. But running off to Illinois, the most gerrymandered state in the country, I mean, I understand no one in the PR department at the Texas House Democratic Conference must have been at work that day, but it looks horrific for them.
But
to
no,
run off
Scott,
to these
let
states
it be
that are
horrific.
terribly
Let it be
gerrymandered.
horrific.
And I
Let
want to
it be
speak to this
horrific.
because, in full disclosure, my sister was one of the people who fled to Illinois, who's a state representative in Austin. And what I will say about that is that they had to flee. They don't have control.
Had to flee?
Let me tell you, they don't have control of
Are they in danger?
of the House or the Senate or the governor's mansion or anything in Texas. But what I will say is that Republicans are trying to take away districts and on the backs of Latino and African American voters in the state. And there are several districts in South Texas where I was born and raised on the border, Houston, Austin, where they are trying to dilute the Latino vote and trying to kick out people like Greg Casar and the representative Sylvia Garcia from Houston. And these are elected leaders that were picked by Latino voters. And so, yes, I think it is right for the Texas legislators to get up and go. This is not, the only reason they're doing this is for political purposes. And Trump has said himself.
So if you guys don't know what they're talking about, they were initially talking about Texas representatives fleeing the state in order to not vote on a new redistricted map going on. It's a very unusual redistricting. Texas is like redistricting all their districts to give a more aggressive lean to the Republicans or the GOP there. Not giving my opinion on if I agree or disagree. It is just strange that they're doing it mid-century. And Scott Jennings was saying that it's really strange to flee, which I kind of agree. You can't just flee randomly because you disagree with what's going on. But she's saying that, they're trying to take seats from Latinos and black people. I don't know if it's that. I think they're trying to give more seats to Republicans. Don't really know what's going on in Texas too much. I'm not a Texan. But I don't think I look at it like this. If Texas wants to do that as a state in the United States, you have the right to do that. I don't think Texas is going out its way to aggressively target minorities. I don't think that's happening. But as a state, they have the right to redistrict if they want to redistrict, if it's within their laws. But anyways, let me know what you guys think.
Over and over and over that he is only doing this because he wants to pick up seats for the midterm elections. He's not doing this
so you
for
get
any
elected
other
to
reason.
represent people in Texas, and your reaction to that is to go to Illinois and hide behind J.B. Pritzker?
They're breaking quorum. That's what they're doing. They're breaking quorum because it is not
At
right.
minimum, it's
the
childish,
irony-
and it might be criminal.
Well, we know what's childish and criminal?
How's it
It is
criminal?
Abbott, who is going against the will of the voters by redistricting, not based on census data, but based on Donald Trump's will in order to gain more seats because Donald Trump is scared about losing the House of Representatives because of higher...
I just think they should go to work.
Yeah, this debate has been going on for a while on Trump, but let me know how you think Scott Jennings handled both conversations. Wow. Anyways, my name is Jojo. Please make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.